Hey everybody, this is Pastor Adam. I want to chat with you. I want to talk with you, and I want to let you know what's on my mind. I want to say some peaceful things, but I also want to say some things that are the truth, and sometimes it's not always taken right. But first, I want to start with this. By wisdom this house was built, and by understanding it was established, by knowledge of the rooms that are filled with precious and pleasant riches. Proverbs 24, 3 through 4. Our homes, they are our peace spots. They are where we go when the world is driving us crazy. They are where we go when we feel anxiety. They are where we go. We go home. We go home because we want to be safe. We've built houses for millennia, places where we can go be with our family unit, people who theoretically love us and want to take care of us. And we go home to relax. We go home to read books, we go home to garden, we go home to talk, to play games, to watch television, to be with normalcy. But during this whole process, home has changed. Our place of peace and our place of respite is now a place where we do work, a place where we get things done, a place where we try to function with everybody around all the time, and we don't have any time where we have peace. As an introvert, I need my peace time. I need my alone time. I need my refueling time. And I understand that, but out in today's society, we don't necessarily have that. We don't have that ability to have that kind of peace. We don't have that ability to have that kind of wonderfulness. It seems to go away. In Isaiah 32:18, it says, "My people will abide in peaceful habitation, in secure dwellings, and in quiet resting places." How can you have a quiet resting place when you have to do work? How do you have a quiet resting place in God when all you're doing is getting things done? Hey, Anna, it's nice to see you. Uh, but it's just, it's hard to find that peace when we're home now. So many people are doing their jobs from home. They're on the phone all day long, and the only thing that stops work is when you hang up the phone and turn off the computer. But sometimes it's so much harder to do that now because you don't necessarily leave work behind. When you go from physical location at work to physical location at home, there feels like a break, a separation. But when you don't have that separation, when you don't have that break, we lose something in our lives. We lose the peacetime that we need. We lose the shelter where God exists. We have to make sure God still exists in our homes. We have to make sure that the peacetime still exists in our homes. And we have to make sure that we take time to Sabbath. Sabbath is something that people get confused on. They think, oh, I've got to spend time on Sunday and just give it all to God. You know what? Yeah, you have to give it all to God, but you don't just need to give Sunday to God. You need to give every day to God. You need to take time in God's peace. You need to spend time in His Word. You need to spend time with Him. And if you can't Sabbath at home because it is your workplace, Sabbath while going for a walk, while staying socially distant in the park reading the Bible. Sabbath while driving your car listening to a sermon. Sabbath while listening to the scriptures being read to you while driving in a car. Something. There has to be some way that we separate home from work. Because if we don't separate home from work and we just let them run into each other, then we're not going to feel at peace. And we are blessed as God's people to feel His shalom. We need to feel His shalom in our everyday life. We need to understand that He is present with us always and that He will never leave us. God established wonderful things in our lives. But if we let the Lord's curse on the house of the wicked, we can't exist like that. We need to be blessed in the dwelling of his righteousness, Proverbs 3:33. We need to not neglect to show hospitality to strangers, but we have to entertain people and we have to take care of people, but we also need our time with God. Spend time with God. Relax. Give it to God. Love him. Show him that he is great and that he is part of your life. Take your peace time. Leave your work at work. Separate out a part of your house. I have my study. When I leave my study, it's over. When you have your kitchen table and that's where you're working, leave your kitchen table. If you have to go to work and your work is at home, make sure you separate it out. Because if you don't do it in your bedroom, don't work in your bedroom. Where you sleep, rest. That is the place where you can spend time with God. That is going to be your prayer closet for now. That is going to be what you have. Make sure if you're working from home that you separate. Now, go back to what we talked about in the beginning. By wisdom a house is built, and by understanding is established. By knowledge of the rooms are filled with precious and pleasant riches. Proverbs 24:3-4. You know what? We will abide in his peaceful habitation, but we have to make sure that we separate work from home. We need to have that time with God. I'm not saying work isn't with God, but we also have to take peace time with him, and we have to accept his shalom. God is good, and good morning, Brother Yarberry. And God will change us, and God will move on us. But we have to be intentional about working in God's life, as God's intentional about working in ours. Thank you so much for talking and being with us this morning. You have a blessed Sabbath, and thank God that he is so amazing that he wants to be with us. Have a blessed day. We'll talk later. Bye.